Hi friends, and if you're finding yourself here around New Year's 2026, then Happy New Year to you. My name is Tanner and this is my Esoterica. And today I am feeling called on this New Year's Eve 2025 to do a pick a card reading. And it's going to be my very first pick a card that I'm doing on this channel, but it's going to be your year ahead for 2026. So yeah, I'm very excited to get into this. We have 3 different decks here, and for each of them, I've pre-shuffled and pre-pulled some oracle cards for each of them, just addressing some topics throughout the year. We're going to get into clarifying a couple of situations with tarot, and then I have some questions that I'm going to ask just to give you guys some oversight into what's coming towards you this coming year. So how this works if you're new to pick a card readings is you just kind of sit with each card deck for a few seconds. You just kind of want to see which one connects with you, which one you kind of feel like. For me, it's like vibrations. Like I just feel like a tingly sensation, like my attention just kind of focuses in, and I'm like, okay, this is the deck my intuition is telling me to pick. So the decks that we have here, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot is deck number 1, and with it we have this piece of obsidian cut into a shape of a heart, which I thought was very cute. For deck number 2, we have the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot with this piece of lapis lazuli. And then for deck number 3, we have this little travel version of the Spacious Tarot, and we have this piece of what I believe is sodalite, also cut into the shape of a heart because I like that. But yeah, so take a second, see which deck resonates with you, and we will see you at your pile. Hi Pile 1, and welcome to your reading for 2026. So you guys picked the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. Honestly, great choice with this piece of black obsidian. This deck is kind of dark thematically. Like I feel like the artist said that she or they, I'm not sure of their pronouns, it might be both, but in either case, they were saying that they made this deck when they were depressed. So you may have felt drawn to this because you've been kind of going through a dark time in 2025 or something along those lines. I don't know. That might not resonate with everyone, but I did feel the need to say it. But looking at your oracle cards, I feel like 2026 is going to be a big year, and I feel like love and love relationships are going to be playing a big part in you kind of going through this period of self-discovery and evolution. That might send you through some sort of dark night of the soul as well, just because of that whole stuff with the art style in this particular deck. But again, the deck is beautiful. Please don't be turned off or put away by that. Like, let's just get into the reading. I don't want to scare you. There's nothing to be scared about. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. So the first card that we pulled from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, this card is meant to represent your theme of 2025. So the theme for you for this past year was message in a bottle. So this card talks about becoming aware of things like signs and synchronicities and messages from spirit. So I feel like 2025 was a year of awakening for you, and insofar as you're starting to kind of notice the magic of things, and see that signs and synchronicities come in all sorts of shapes and forms, be it angel numbers, like 1111 or 222 or 777, things of that nature, or songs on the radio that resonate with something that you're thinking about or something that you're going through, billboards or signs on the side of a car or, a Mack truck that, it's like a little wink. a little wink from the universe. And it's like you're starting, or you did this past year, you've been starting to awaken that energy inside you. So that's the theme. That's been 2025 for you. This next card is your lesson for 2026. What lesson you need to focus on for 2026. And you guys got breathe. So I feel like this is a little bit self-explanatory, but I feel like this year is really going to kind of test your ability to stay centered in yourself. And that's kind of what I was getting at with, you guys picking this deck and the art style of it. I feel like this year is going to be, a period of you guys learning to keep your center and learning to stay calm, to trust in the higher evolution of things. I'm going to read actually the messages from the guidebook for these, just the general messages. So message in a bottle is number 15. I'm pretty sure they kind of just say what I just said, because I have studied this deck, but the Oracle's message for message in a bottle, so this was again your lesson for 2025, or your theme of 2025, is Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. So that's what I was talking about you just becoming more aware of these little winks and, nudges from the universe. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today, your message is this: Spirit hears you and the reply is favorable. So you're opening up to Spirit, or you have this past year. Breathe is number 29. And the message here is for 2026, remember, patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. So, again, that's 2026. That's your lesson for 2026. Learning to keep your center through dark, tough times. So the next cards I pulled for you guys are from Kim Kranz's other deck. She has an oracle deck. It's called the Archetypes deck. And you got two cards that came out for you. You got the Self. Focus that a little bit. You got the Self and the Lover. So you guys got two of these cards. So this is what leads me to believe that you guys may be going through a sort of awakening, but like through sort of like a dark night of the soul. I feel like ultimately it's going to lead you to, harmony, like within yourself. This is the Self card is kind of the dissolution of the ego. So I feel like, you guys may be going through some sort of ego death this year because of, I'm getting a couple things here. One, the Lover card talks about you learning to find the awe in the beauty and, being the lover of the world around you and finding awe and magic. It's giving me very kind of Knight of Cups energy. But with that being said, I feel like this year could also be a year where you meet or go through a twin flame journey, or you meet a counterpart that kind of sets you off on this sort of ascension path, where you kind of, if you're already awakened, which, in the twin flame dynamic, most feminines, divine feminines are. And I find more feminine oriented people, and this is not about gender, this is about energy polarity. More femininely oriented people tend to gravitate towards tarot. So in that scenario, as a divine feminine, you know, going through a twin flame journey is meant to kind of break you down and help you kind of shed the last kind of remnants of your ego, I want to say. It's like the connection is so intense and it triggers your kind of core internal wounds. And I'm saying this as somebody who has also gone through and is still going through the twin flame journey, but I've been on mine for about 2 years now. And so I've been through a lot of the ups and downs. So I can tell you from a place of like experience that this connection that is what I'm going to say is coming into your life this year, it's going to be tough. And it might send you, again, through a dark night of the soul kind of vibe. But it's important to make sure you recenter the focus of the situation, not on the other person, but on yourself and on your healing and on addressing your own childhood wounds and things that maybe you thought you've healed or dealt with, but haven't actually. So the self, it just talks about, again, learning to be the observer, like living more from soul instead of ego. In turn, that energy helps you fall in love with life more. And that's beautiful in and of itself. So, you know, that part of the journey is worthwhile. Like, the ego death is, you know, whatever. But it helps you just feel more in alignment with who you are, your true self, stepping into your spiritual purpose, which can be anything. It doesn't have to be like spiritually oriented, but whatever like fuels your soul. I feel like, you know, this year is going to be a year of being triggered by this love connection, by this, what I feel like is a twin flame connection, because the swan also is a symbol of twin flames. And I think it's really interesting if you look at the imagery, how there is a pearl here at this swan's throat, kind of like blocking its throat chakra in a way. And then you have the same pearl here on the self, kind of like radiating outwards from this dark silhouette. So it's like this person has it's like they have a piece of your soul inside them. And I feel like it's also like causing blockages like that will need to be overcome, because this looks dull compared to this beautiful shining one. So all of that to say, like, twin flame journey, intense soulmate connection, soul tie, maybe a karmic relationship. Like, I feel like that is something that will be coming into your life in this upcoming year. But it's meant to help you, one, fall in love with life in a different way, and kill your ego. Find the self behind the self, the watcher of the thoughts, the observer of the thoughts. So yeah, that's what we have for that. The next cards I pulled were from, what is this called? The Harmony Heart Oracle. So these have like love and relationship situations inside them. So I focused on this, like what I asked for you guys was like career focus from this deck. But you know, whatever comes out, comes out. So some love stuff came out with this as well. So that's another reason I feel like love is going to be a theme for you this year. But anyway, first card we have here is passion, but it came out kind of in reverse. So it says passion is fading, possibly due to daily stress or emotional exhaustion, causing a loss of intensity. So I feel like, you may be going through a love situation this year that kind of has a lot of ups and downs. Moments of feeling really intense, passionate, Ace of Wands vibes, if you get my drift. And then times of coldness and distance and feeling drained of your own passions because you just kind of are so caught up in the roller coaster of this experience. The next card we have is memories. So it says, this year you are reflecting on past love experiences, cherishing the warmth and lessons from previous relationships. So a lot of lessons to be learned this year through relationships. Then we have learning. And this card came out crossing. It came out sideways like this. So I feel like, when tarot cards come out crossing for me in my reading practice, I take it as this is energy that you will actively be grappling with. Like you will be having hands-on experiences with learning stuff this year. I mean, again, I asked about this for your career. So I feel like, again, love may be a distracting factor for you this year from your career goals. But you are kind of focused on learning and expanding and growing. So I feel like when this comes out sideways, both of the messages may be relevant to you. So it says here, you are expanding your career through learning and self-improvement. New skills and knowledge will help you grow professionally. And then we have the reverse side of this, which is you may be neglecting the importance of continued learning or feeling complacent and unprepared for the changing demands of your work. So I feel like you may be going back and forth on the seesaw with this learning energy. You are trying to focus on expanding, but maybe, you'll also be not taking it as seriously as you should. And I say should very loosely because, we're all on our own timelines here. And if you get caught up in this sort of, soul awakening, ascending, twin flame process, then you, trust me when I say you are perfectly valid in just making it through that. Like, please, don't beat yourself up if you're not grasping onto things in the time frame you feel like you should. Then we have expectations here, and it also came out crossing, as you can see. So here it says, unrealistic expectations may lead to disappointment. The gap between reality and your ideals feels overwhelming. So I feel like, again, this is in reference to whatever love situation is going to be coming towards you this year. And we'll know more once we get into tarot, when we ask what's coming towards you, we'll see it'll all make more sense. But yeah, so unrealistic expectations in love, or expectations in love in general, people can only meet you where they're at in the moment that they meet you. So if this turns out to be a twin flame dynamic, a twin flame journey that you're starting on this year, it's hard sometimes not to feel resentment when you feel like you're not being valued, but that's important for you to pay attention to. Don't let somebody walk all over you. Don't overextend yourself to prove your worth. These are all important lessons you learn as a divine feminine on the twin flame journey. But if somebody's not meeting your expectations, or they're not trying to be, not aware is not the word I want to use, respectful, there we go, of your boundaries or what you bring to the table, yada yada yada, don't overextend yourself for somebody. So, because here on the other side it says, you hold high hopes and positive expectations for love. You are ready to embrace new emotional experiences with an open heart. So I feel like, yeah, you will probably meet somebody. Again, I feel like it's going to be a counterpart situation. that's on one hand is going to kind of drain you of your vitality, your passion in a way. You'll be grappling with your own kind of expectations and healing around that whole shebang. And then you'll also be grappling with this learning energy of wanting to expand and wanting to grow, but maybe feeling like, you're missing some opportunities, or you're not taking full advantage of what you should be doing because you're going through all of this. I'm going to say, like, don't beat yourself up. All of this stuff will still be here. If you do end up going through, again, an intense emotional moment, it is for the best for you to just make sure you're tending to yourself, that you're finding your emotional center with your breathe energy for 2026. So I just want to pull that out there. So now I'm going to get into the love oracle that I shuffled through the deck, and we had about 5 cards come out here. So the first card we have is Divine Feminine. So this also, again, makes me think of this twin flame journey that I've been talking about. I feel like you will be triggered this year by somebody who is going to put you on the track to ascending into your divine feminine power and energy. So I feel like you may be, it's like, it's not the easiest process to go through, but the result is so worth the effort. Divine feminine energy is trusting your intuition, not overextending yourself, having strong boundaries. This is Empress energy. This is all 4 queens in the tarot energy. So having strong boundaries with the Queen of Swords, being intuitive, creative, emotionally available and loving and caring. Queen of Cups, being stable and knowing your worth. Queen of Pentacles, and being passionate and magnetic. Queen of Wands. So this is energy that you are embodying this year, or being, I want to say, forced in a way to step into. So beautiful energy for you. Again, you don't have to be a woman. Energy polarity, not gender. The second card we have is stress. So yeah, in your love situation, you may be feeling a bit stressed. But again, I feel like I talked about roller coaster, and I feel like you will be like a roller coaster of emotions. I feel like you will be going back and forth because we have stress and peace here, and they came out right after each other. So I feel like you are going to be going through, again, this sort of ego death moment. That's gonna kind of like be teaching you how to fall in love with life in a new way and ascending. But it's going to be stressful at times, and you're going to feel balance and harmony and friendship at other times. If this is a runner chaser dynamic, you're going to be stressed when they pull away, when the divine masculine pulls away, and they will, and they do pull away. And then you're going to feel moments of harmony and balance when they come back in. You're going to find moments of peace within yourself when they pull away, as the healing goes. So yeah, a roller coaster. Expect a roller coaster this year in love. But, we have commitment here too. So I feel like this is kind of like soulmate vibes a little bit. So twin flame, divine counterpart, like somebody that you want to commit to. We have marriages, promises, and fidelity here. So like maybe you'll be going back and forth through stress and peace, through trying to pursue commitment with this person. That's what I'm getting here. And that's very typical of the twin flame journey for divine feminines. So not much to say for you except going through the motions, but it's gonna again push you into your divine feminine power, which is being beautiful and radiant and magnetic. So it's like you're gonna be going through a spiritual glow up that's going to be taking place because of this intense sort of twin flame journey. Okay. So that's what we have for you. General over themes, career stuff, love stuff. I want to get some cards. Now we're going to move into your tarot deck. I want to clarify the career situation. So I'm going to start with 3 cards for the career row we just talked about. So thank you, Spirit. Can we please get a couple of cards for our viewer here for their career energy? For their career energy. King of Wands. Oops, sorry guys. Knight of Cups. Ten of Swords. Okay, so yes. I think, we asked about clarification for your career. I feel like in a lot of ways, you are trying to be in control of the situation and follow your creative impulses and trust your intuition and lead with an open heart for the career stuff. But I feel like at the same time, this is kind of warning you that you're going to be feeling kind of like you're hitting rock bottom. And I feel like what I was saying before is that this connection is going to be more of a drain on you than you might think at first. Because the King of Wands can also be somebody who is a player, somebody who is egotistical, or maybe a little bit of a narcissist, or has narcissistic qualities, somebody who's a little in and out. The Wand suit in tarot has been known to kind of resonate with like player energy. So I feel like, and with the Knight of Cups too, this is a love offer. This is somebody who comes in offering a cup of love. So I feel like what I was saying is, like, when it comes to your career, on the one hand, you are trying to take control and follow your intuition. I feel like, you're going to be dealing with outside, you're going to be dealing with like negative thoughts that are kind of keeping you pinned down. And I feel like that's going to be draining your energy from pursuing your career goals. We looked at it from the oracles, and you saw it. I feel like this is just kind of confirming that. So I feel like, yeah, whatever person you're going to meet this year, if this is your twin flame, buckle up, buttercup. Said with love and respect and all of that. But yeah, that might be a drain on from your career. So again, if that is the case, focus on your healing, because your healing is going to be what's the most important thing for what comes after this year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put these back in the deck, and I am going to clarify the love thing we just pulled. And maybe we'll get a similar message, and Spirit will just be like, okay, that's what you need to know. And then we'll just move straight to our other tarot things. We're figuring it out as we go. All right, Spirit, can we please clarify the... Ooh, we got the Queen of Wands underneath here. So we saw the King and the Queen of Wands. So that's divine counterpart energy. I just want to say, the King is right there again, and the Empress, divine feminine energy again. There are no accidents in tarot, friends. I just want to say that. So I feel like, yeah, there is a divine connection here. Somebody going to come in that you see as your divine counterpart, and it's going to force you into glowing up into this Empress energy. But anyway, can we clarify this love row real quick with just some 3 cards, please, Spirit? Sorry guys, the focus goes in and out. 3 cards for the love. 6 of Swords, so Daughter of Cups, Page of Cups, And the Nine of Cups. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, just want to be sure. Okay, so when it comes to this love situation, we have the Ace of Swords on the bottom. So I feel like you'll be having some sort of kind of like realization or some sort of clarity, some sort of new thought. You'll be having clarity around something, some sort of new understanding around something here. Let me look underneath. About what? About, I want to say, what you need to feel secure in relationships with the Four of Pentacles here. So I feel like you're, throughout, you know, this whole love situation is going to be teaching you about, what is this? The Seven of Cups? Yes. About, it's going to give you clarity about holding on to relationships where you feel like you're being made an option. So yeah, I feel like that's going to be a theme this year for you, especially because we have the Six of Swords here. This is all about healing, as you can see through with the rain and the rainbow here. It's like, but the Six of Swords, more than anything else, is about being in a transitionary period. So I feel like on the traditional Rider-Waite, you know, there are people on a boat being guided by a fairy person, steering them through choppy waters into calmer waters. So I feel like, you know, in love will be a transitionary period towards healing for you, especially with the Daughter of Cups here. This is Page of Cups energy. So you could be learning how to move forward from inner child wounds here. Also, you know, a very prominent theme of the twin flame journey. Because whoever you're going to be meeting, I feel like you're going to see them as your wish fulfillment, your wish come true with the Nine of Cups here. Like intuitively, you're going to feel like this is my person, this is my match. This person may end up being younger than you here with the Page of Cups. They may be a little bit emotionally unavailable. Maybe at times a little bit manipulative, and then at other times also not offering you what you feel you deserve at times, because the Page of Cups is a small offering. So I feel like this person comes in kind of like wanting to offer you something, but I feel like it's just not going to be, it's not King of Cups energy. This is the Page. So I feel like, you know, you'll be dealing with kind of navigating into calmer waters, learning to trust your higher self, and releasing a lot of mental baggage, and like cleansing these swords that I imagine are kind of dirty and bloodied from battle. And all of this is going to be triggered by this person who you see as your dream come true, your wish fulfillment. And again, learning to address the childhood wounds that the Page of Cups also represents, cleansing those, releasing that mental baggage, you know, will help you also gain a sense of independence for yourself, something the Nine of Cups also represents. And I think learning what it really is that brings you emotional fulfillment here. But yeah, addressing the childhood wounds, moving on from them, figuring out what you really want from love, what really fills these cups, what makes you seem, or what makes you feel valued and seen. And yeah, so that's what we got for love. Let's put these back. And now we'll move on to tarot for a few questions that I wrote down. So let's go ahead and look at tarot for your energy for 2026. So thanks, Spirit. Our viewers' energy, pile one's energy for 2026. This is just going to be your core energy, what is representative of you, and you know, whatever needs to come out will come out. So thanks, Spirit, for our viewers' energy for 2026. That card came out crossing. Two of Wands. One more, please, Spirit. Woo. It was more than one. It was a couple. I'm gonna look at them, but let's look at this first card first. Okay, so your energy, I feel like you're gonna be learning on, actually, okay, here's what I'm gonna say. I feel like 33, 44 when I was looking at the timer just now, but anyway, you're gonna be dealing with some sneaky behavior this upcoming year. Somebody's gonna come into your life, may be your divine counterpart. You may fall into like this anxious, avoidant, push-pull dynamic. But you're going to be dealing with somebody being dishonest with you. I'm just going to point that out right now. So somebody's going to come in and yeah, you have this fox here. It's sitting on this sword and it's like kind of just sitting on it, but it's got its eye on you still. It's like waiting for the right moment to kind of reveal what's hidden. So I feel like you'll be grappling with this energy a lot this year. And that's why, you know, the stress energy is here as well. But in the same vein, I feel like you're going to be figuring out how to move from it. Like leaving your comfort zone to kind of expand your horizons past this relationship. The Two of Wands is all about planning. It's about being ready to go on a journey, to leave your comfort zone, to learn, to grow, to expand. But you're kind of like stuck at this kind of like decision point. Like, do I stay where I'm comfortable or do I take the step to expand past my comfort zone in order to grow into the highest version of myself? So I feel like this energy is going to be triggering this dynamic in you. Like, you're going to want to grow and expand and grow past this, but a lot of your energy this year is going to be trying to keep your center and trying to figure out how to make that move. For all the cards that came out here, there were a lot of them. So first we have the Eight of Wands here. So this is about forward movement and expansion, like rapid growth. So I feel like, you know, you will be experiencing a rapid growth this year from a love connection with the Two of Cups here. Somebody that I feel like you're going to have an instant sort of draw to. We've seen a lot of wands. This is the Page of Wands. So this, again, younger energy. So this person, again, maybe somebody who is younger than you, but somebody who you feel kind of this soulmate connection with. The Hierophant, somebody that you see as like a soulmate, somebody that you want to commit to. I feel like this is also maybe the energy that you will be forced to move into as like an anchor for the dynamic. If this is a twin flame relationship, the divine feminine leads the way. So you may be stepping into like your power as a spiritual heavyweight in a sense. Like, you'll be going through an ascension process. So you may be finding that you want to step into a spiritual kind of job or something. Like being a light worker might resonate with you. And then we have the Four of Swords here. So this is taking time to rest and recover, find a sense of inner peace and stillness for yourself. So yeah, rapid growth from a relationship that you feel instantly drawn to. Again, could be younger. somebody you want to commit to, but also a situation that's going to make you step into your role, perhaps as a teacher, a spiritual teacher or something. But yeah, focusing on rest and peace and awakening, continuing to awaken here. Okay, so that's your overall vibe. Let's see what is coming towards you, even though we kind of already have talked about it. So let's get something, what is coming towards you in 2026? What is coming towards you in 2026? Thank you, Spirit. What is coming towards our viewer in 2026? Oh my goodness, the Three of Swords. What did I tell you? Heartbreak, heart pain. Father of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. What is this card? Kind of came out crossing. Okay. So what is coming towards you this year? Oh goodness. You will be grappling with expansion and growth. You will be having hands-on experience with expanding past your comfort zone. That's what we were just talking about. But you are going to be experiencing some emotional pain this year. But I feel like it's going to be leading you to a place of stability, like financial stability, maybe, sure. But what is really calling to me with this King of Pentacles is feeling secure in yourself and who you are and what you bring to the table. That's what is coming towards you. Like heartbreak, heart pain, yes, but you will be growing, you will be expanding past your comfort zone, you will be moving forward, you'll be ascending. But yeah, it's leading you to a place of ultimate stability. The King of Pentacles is the highest form of material security, emotional, well, not emotional, because that's cups, but, materially secure in who they are. Doesn't have to be a he, but yeah, you're taking control of how you feel secure in yourself and not letting outside situations and forces dictate that for you. But it is going to be painful in a lot of ways, and it's going to force you to grow and move past your comfort zone and expand with the Three of Wands here. So I'm trying to speed things up a little bit so this reading isn't crazy long. So I have a couple more questions. So what should you focus on for 2026? What is something you should focus on for 2026? Pile 1. What should pile 1 focus on in 2026? Spirit. Should pile 1 focus on for 2026? Eight of Pentacles is self-improvement. Two of Wands again. What should you focus on? What should pile 1 focus on, Spirit, for 2026? Okay, we got a couple cards for this. Okay. So what should you focus on for 2026? First things first, improving yourself. Again, this card came out crossing. This is energy that you will be actively grappling with this year. So focus on your self-improvement, on, making progress every single day. Investing in yourself, not other people, and focusing on what's going to bring you stability, that King of Pentacles energy in the long term. The Two of Wands, again, we've already talked about it. We don't need to beat a dead horse. You're figuring out how to leave your comfort zone, you're figuring out how to expand past the pain of the situation to step into the highest version of yourself. That's this energy. And then we have this Page of Wands again. The same energy, the same younger energy, this magnetic energy, a lot of attraction between you. Don't dwell on it. Don't dwell on the connection. Don't dwell on the person. Focus on the growth. Focus on expanding past your comfort zone. Don't focus on what's not working. Don't be anxious. This makes me think of the mouse card in the animal spirit deck, which I also have, but I feel like I had enough cards for this reading already. But yeah, don't dwell on what's not working with this person. Even if you feel this kind of soulmate magnetic attraction, this whole situation is not about, and relationships in general are never about the other person. They are about the mirror they hold up to you and how you can grow and expand past your childhood wounds and the things that are keeping you down. So yeah, what you should focus on, not the person, not things that aren't working. Focus on developing your intuition. We had a lot of moons come out. Focus on improving and expanding yourself and leaving your comfort zone. Gosh. Okay. So that's what you should focus on. 2 more questions. What's something you do not see coming in 2026? Something you do not see coming for 2026. Something you don't see coming for 2026. For our pile 1 viewer, please, Spirit, something they do not see coming for 2026. We have the Fool, so a new beginning, a leap of faith. Something they don't see coming. Oh goodness, we'll look at that pile. 1 more, please, Spirit. Oh goodness. Okay, we'll just take them. So what you don't see coming, friend, a new beginning. A chance to take a leap of faith, to, feel naive in a way, but in a way that, you're trusting that things will work out. So what you don't see coming, a chance for a new beginning for you. Something you don't see coming, Son of Cups, Knight of Cups, somebody coming in. I'm telling you, this is love. It's gotta be. I'm going to say love offer. It's something we talked about that triggers your growth and expansion with the 8 of Wands. Like Spirit, it's like this. The Empress has come out too. Like Spirit's like, this is what I'm saying. Like they're very clear about it. So I'm seeing a romance offer. I'm seeing somebody come in. I'm seeing this twin flame dynamic. I feel like it's going to shake you up in a lot of ways with this lightning strike here. It's gonna it's giving tower, it's giving realizations, it's giving awakenings. I feel like this is gonna kind of light a fire in you and force you to grow and expand and tap into this divine feminine energy. This is like the 3rd time again that this divine feminine energy has come up. So that's what you don't see coming. It's a love situation that's gonna force you into your highest self. Intuition again, feminine energy with the moon again. So yeah, that's what you don't see coming. The growth that's going to take place from this connection. What else do we have here? We have the Knight of Pentacles, the Star, and the 10 of Pentacles for what you don't see coming. So what you don't see is slow and steady progress. This guy looks kind of sad too. So I feel like what you won't really see is the slow and steady progress and the healing that's taking place. Because maybe at times you'll be too focused on what's not working. Focus on, again, put the focus back on yourself, not on the person. Focus on your healing your growth, and it might feel stagnant at times. It might feel like you're not making any progress, but you are building towards a legacy. You're building towards, something that lasts. For yourself. Like you are planting the seeds for long-term growth and stability, and eventually looking back on a life that you've worked hard for. But this is all going to take place through slow and steady healing. You might also find financial success this year. This might be something that you don't see coming, like opportunities to find long-term financial success and security. Could be through becoming a light worker, stepping into your divine feminine power, and building something for yourself in that way. Whatever creativity sparks you, that's what you should pursue when the time comes. But yeah, a lot of healing, a lot of long-term stability and success is what you don't see coming. Beautiful. So let's get some advice for you. One final 3-card pull for advice. I'm going to do some channeled messages, and then we're going to leave it there because it's going to be like an hour. My goodness. Okay. So thanks, Spirit, for everything so far. Can we please get 3 cards of advice for our pile 1 viewers? Piece of advice for pile 1. Piece of advice for pile 1. Oh goodness, okay. So advice. We have 3 of Cups on the bottom here. I want to say this is saying be around people who elevate your vibes, who people whose company you appreciate. Being around people who lift you up will help you through the hardest times. Your advice is to stay balanced with justice here. You know, I'm seeing yin and yang here. I'm seeing a balancing of light and dark, but I'm seeing also like you kind of have to be the judge and the jury and the executioner kind of the people and the energy you bring and you let into your life. And it's important for you with the Queen of Cups here that you protect your cup, protect your heart, which, you know, is essentially what, you know, cups are emotion, right? So be very decisive about who you let into your energy. Know that like whatever happens will come into balance eventually, I want to say, with justice too. So like if you're going through the motions, the dark night of the soul of this, like, you know, there will be a balancing of your internal light and darkness, sort of, is what I'm getting from this vibe. So trust that. Protect your peace, protect your heart. Tend to your inner child. Excuse me, confirmation verb. Tend to your inner child here. Lean into your creative side with the Queen of Cups here. And we have the Fool and the Ten of Pentacles here again for your advice. So like, don't be afraid to take a leap of faith towards something that will give you stability in the long run, even if it seems scary. Like, trust that the universe has your best interest at heart and that everything that's happening is for your ultimate good. So yeah, that's your advice for 2026. Thank you so much for being here. If you stuck it out this long, I appreciate you so much. Please consider liking and subscribing. I would love to have you as part of the community. But anyway, we're going to end this year ahead reading with some channeled messages from Spirit. So thanks, Spirit. Just for our pile 1 viewers, let's get some channeled messages for them. Whatever wants to come out. We're just going to go through the deck once. Thank you, Spirit. Channel messages for our pile 1 viewers. Okay, we got a couple for you. So I know we all saw this first one. The edge of evolution feels messy. So, you know, I feel like this connection that's coming in is going to push you to your breaking point a little bit. But, you know, the edge of change, the edge of moving past your comfort zone with that 2 of Wands is dark and messy and scary and all the things sometimes. But it's important that you don't stop at that edge, because otherwise you'll never go to the other side of it, and you'll never be able to step into that Empress energy if you stop at the edge. So even if it feels scary or dark at times, know that that's part of the process. Trust the universe here with the Fool. Fearless expression. I feel like this situation is going to unblock your throat chakra here. You're going to learn to express what you want, for yourself, what you want in relationships, what you will, what you won't accept from others. And yeah, speaking from a place of authenticity. The distraction of shiny things is another message for you. I feel like this is kind of echoing what we were talking about with your career row. This connection that's going to come in is going to kind of pull on your energy a lot. It might feel draining to you a lot of the time. It's important that you learn to refocus your attention away from what's not working, from, whatever wounds are being rooted up in you from this experience. It's important that you do focus on the root of it so you can address it and talk about it and dissect it, journal about it, go to therapy, all those things. But don't let the connection pull you away too much from yourself. Protect your cup again. Soul on fire, but it came out in reverse. I'm gonna see what that means. But I feel like, intuitively, I'm thinking you may feel like your soul is a little bit drained of passion and vitality, kind of like what we were talking about before. You may be feeling drained this year, and that's okay. Creator, water, you also got. So it's important to be like water. Go with the emotional flow of things. Don't try to control stuff. If you get triggered, if you are starting to be forced to sit with your childhood wounds, feel through them. Don't intellectualize them away. Don't push them down. Like, it's important that you go with the emotional flow. Feel through it. Don't let it consume you now. Sit in your Queen of Cups energy. Stay grounded in your emotions, but feel them, and don't be afraid of them. So yeah, all right. I'm not going to look that up. I feel like intuitively, I'm going to trust my intuition here. But yeah, all right. Thank you again for being here, Pile One. I appreciate you. I hope this reading helped you out. I hope you have a great year, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading for 2026. You guys picked the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot and the Lapis Lazuli. We love a classic, so good choice, good choice. But before we start with tarot, we're going to break down these oracle cards that I pulled for you guys. So, I pulled from quite a few different decks, and I'm addressing, a few different types of energies. First things first, the first card I pulled for you guys is your theme for this past year, for 2025. So the card that you guys got for 2025 was Between Worlds. So it really feels like 2025 was this kind of liminal space with this 3 here. I get the sense that you're going through kind of like expansion in some way, shape, or form. It's like you're kind of stepping out of this black and white era, like the old you, and are kind of like starting to step into this new version of you, this technicolor version of you. There's also like a little crown here that this flamingo is wearing. So like stepping into your power and stepping into your authority. But it's like, yeah, 2025 is like you're kind of caught in the liminal space between these two worlds. You've learned the lessons and you're in the middle of integrating them. So I feel like 2025 for you was a year of integration in a lot of ways. Again, stepping out of an older version of yourself and kind of stepping into your power, into this higher version of yourself. The second card I pulled for you guys was, what is the lesson for the year ahead, for 2026 for you? And we have a leg up. And I, pulled all these cards before I started recording. I looked through the guidebooks just to like get a sense of what this reading was trying to talk to us about. And in the entry in the guidebook for this, it talks about needing to kind of reconnect with your community, because it's like the people around you are going to be the ones to kind of help lift you up and guide you through this next kind of phase of your life. I did feel called to read the entry from the guidebook for this one. It's number 34. So 7 could be symbolic. This is the second 3 that has shown up also, just for that. So 3 could be symbolic for you, just like 2026 could just be a year of expansion and growth for you. Let's see. So the Oracle's message here, and again, this is your theme for, or your lesson for 2026. It says, you've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with, who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. So I feel like 2026 is going to be a year of reconnecting with your community. With the other cards here, I get a sense that family is going to play a big role for you in this upcoming year. But I'm going to read the protection message for a leg up as well. So the protection message here is, are you always insisting on doing everything yourself? Do you have little faith that help will come, convinced that the burden of the world is doomed to remain on your shoulders? Your beliefs about going it alone need to be discarded, as they do not serve you at all. Let others help you. Yes, it will make you feel vulnerable to admit you need a helping hand, but to be vulnerable is good. For you have a lesson to learn. You must let someone else assist. You can't do life all by yourself. Once you shift your expectations, you'll be amazed at how quickly help arrives to give you a leg up. So yeah, it seems like the big theme for you for 2026 is learning to rebuild trust in your community, in the people around you. And again, I feel like family is going to be a big part of this, and you'll see why in a second. So for the next deck I pulled from for you guys for 2026, I used the Archetypes deck by Kim Krans. And the first card that came out for you is Mother. So I feel like your mother, or whatever feminine figure that you've looked up to, like whoever your feminine role model was or is growing up, I feel like, there's a lot of wounds surrounding, like maybe you have just some mother wounds that need to be addressed this upcoming year. Yeah. So I want to kind of look up mother wounds really quickly, but hold on. I'm going to do that. So 1 second. Okay, so if you have a mother wound, you may have had a mother or a feminine figure in your life who was overly critical of you, or who kind of withheld emotional warmth from you, and that has had an effect on your relationships and how you relate to other people now. It also reflects, how you treat yourself. If you had a mother who was overly critical of you as you were growing up, then you kind of develop a harsh inner critic. So I feel like these types of wounds, and please feel free to look into other mother wounds if you are not familiar, or if these ring any bells. There will probably be other ones that align with you if this resonates with you so far. But I feel like a lot of this coming year will be you healing these mother wounds and learning how to kind of maybe reparent yourself in a way. The other archetype card that came out for you was the shapeshifter, and it came out in reverse. So this makes me think a couple things. One, because this came out with mother, I feel like maybe you feel like you had a mother who was a shapeshifter in a way. So maybe you never really felt like you saw who she really was. It felt like she kind of always wore a mask. You could also feel like you growing up had to kind of shift yourself and shape yourself to fit her expectations. Again, this could be any kind of mother figure in your life. It doesn't have to be your literal mother. But it's this energy kind of came up in reverse. So it feels like the mask is kind of coming off this year. So if maybe you've been in denial about certain things, or you haven't really addressed certain issues you may have with your mother, or even if your mother has passed, and if that is your situation, my condolences, I can relate. But maybe there's still some mother wounds you need to address, maybe feelings of abandonment, and things of that nature. But with the shapeshifter energy kind of coming out in reverse, again, it's like this mask the mask on these wounds are coming off. So it seems like, a big part of your healing journey in this upcoming year is like, in order to step into your power fully in this upcoming year and to expand, you need to learn to kind of reconnect with your community, with people around you, with maybe your family, people who would freely offer you help and support and guidance if you just kind of reached out. And I'm not saying to like entertain any toxic dynamics or anything of that nature, but it's just like to keep in mind that nobody can do everything alone. It's not a bad thing to depend on the people around you for support. And if you don't have people around you who you feel like can support you in the way that you need, then maybe that should be part of your journey this year, to connect and find people who do resonate and align with you. But I feel like doing so will require addressing and kind of like taking the mask off this shapeshifter, and like seeing the truth of whatever mother wounds may be present in your life. Again, feel free to Google mother wounds and see if anything resonates with you. But yeah, so general vibes for you, addressing mother wounds, kind of like getting to the root in a lot of ways, seeing through all the facades and getting to the true root of perhaps some traumas you've been holding on to. I'm trying to look at this imagery as well, just to see if anything comes through. It's like tending to your own inner child as well. Like if you do have mother wounds, if you do have like history with your mother figure, whoever, raised you, it's like, how can you heal yourself? How can you tend to the inner child that's kind of like nestled in between all these layers of trauma, is what I'm getting. But yeah, so I feel like that energy is going to be very present with you. Again, healing family dynamics, I feel like are going to be a big thing for you. For this next deck, my intention was to kind of gain clarity about your career path for this next upcoming year. But I trust always that whatever needs to come through does. So we have a mix of things. So the first card that came out here was family. So family wounds, family dynamics, I feel like are, again, going to be a big theme for you this year. Maybe you work with your family. Maybe, yeah, you participate. Maybe your family has like a business that everyone participates in. Or your financial security is tied up in some way, shape, or form with your family. But this card came out crossing. It came out sideways. So for me, crossing cards, when they show up this way, it's like energy that you'll be grappling with, like consciously grappling with. And for these cards in particular, I feel like both of the messages on both sides of the card will be pertinent for you. So, family. The first message here, it says, harmony and support in your family relationships provide a solid foundation in your life. You feel safe and happy. And then the reverse side is, unresolved issues or emotional conflicts within the family are causing stress. It's time to confront these issues. So I feel like for you in particular, pile 2, you guys are really going to be trying to get a handle on your family dynamics, on your ancestral trauma perhaps, or like, you know, what is keeping you stuck. And it could be your family. So I feel like you want to try to make things as harmonious as possible with your family. But there are issues that need to be sort of addressed. Childhood issues, things that are, again, affecting your current relationships. So that's the first card. The second card we got for you guys is Breakthrough. So this one came out in reverse. So the message here is, you may feel stuck in your career and unable to break through current limitations. It may be time to reassess your approach. So you may be feeling a little bit stuck in your career this upcoming year. Again, you know, it's like this card was telling you for your theme for 2026. It might be, you might have reached a point where you've come as far as you can go alone, and you need to kind of trust in the people around you to help kind of usher you into this next level, to help you get over like the coldest part of this journey. You know, they can help pad your feet, if you know what I'm trying to say. So family dynamics could be keeping you stuck or making you feel like you're stuck in one place in your career also. We have a friendship here. So it says, a friendship may be experiencing difficulties or growing apart. More communication or boundaries may be needed. And this could be a friendship, but I also want to say this could just be like a relationship in your family, somebody that you could consider a friend. Maybe you are kind of close to your mother figure, but maybe your relationship has been a little bit strained lately, and that's been, you know, pulling on your energy and draining you in some way, shape, or form. So this energy is at play too. I feel like, you know, tending to your, not only your family dynamics, your family relationships, but like your friendships is going to be very important for you this upcoming year as well. We have adventure. So it says, you are ready to embrace new adventures, stepping out of your comfort zone to explore the unknown with courage and excitement. So I feel like you are kind of looking for something new in your life. You're looking for bluer skies, like greener pastures, I want to say. So you're looking for something new and exciting. And who isn't? It's a new year, and if your 2025 was anything like mine, like, it's been tough. So new adventures, new horizons, I'm all for it. I'm all about it. Here, another card that came through, we have emotional healing. So it says, unresolved emotional trauma is still influencing your relationships. Past pain has yet to fully heal. So it's kind of like what we were saying. There could be a relationship, maybe a romantic situation that has been draining you as well. But there's a lot of unresolved trauma here. You know, the mask of the shapeshifter needs to come off, and you kind of need to see the truth of these situations. It's like not seeing the truth, like consciously avoiding addressing these issues is keeping you stuck in between these worlds. It's preventing you from stepping into the highest version of yourself. So yeah, emotional healing, big theme for you this upcoming year. And then the last card we have for your career is success, but it came out in reverse. So it says obstacles may be delaying your success, or you may feel burned out by the pursuit of achievement, neglecting other important areas of life. So it's like you want to experience something new, you want to have new adventures, you want to have excitement in your career, but this upcoming year it may feel like you're kind of stuck and delayed and not making the progress you feel like you should be making. So you might start feeling a little burned out just by the pursuit of trying to succeed. But I think, you know, again, your biggest theme of this year that we are seeing so far is emotional healing your family dynamics, healing your childhood wounds. And it's like all of the success, all of the stuff with money and finances and having a career that inspires you, all of that can come later. Like there's no rush. I think healing, the more you focus on your healing and like just addressing the elephants in the room and the traumas that continue to affect you and your relationships, like heal those wounds, and everything else, the success, the you know, adventure, all of that will flow naturally when you can rise to meet it vibrationally. In order to do that, you're going to have to address a lot of, again, family dynamics, family traumas. Okay, so now we're going to move into love. So I pulled some cards from a love oracle. Basically, you know, I feel like all of these cards could be about a relationship dynamic, one, or it's just about how you'll be feeling emotionally in general. And I gotta tell you, friend, you know, you're dealing with a lot emotionally. When it comes to love, you know, whatever connection either you are in or you will find yourself in will be draining emotionally. It's going to be a heavy year for you, I feel, in love. We have emotional storm, breaking point, and exhaustion. Like that's a lot of heavy energy, friend. I feel like we have some other cards here too, so don't be too scared yet. We have hoping. So I feel like, you know, there's a part of you, like in one sense, you're kind of over relationships and dealing with people who maybe don't meet you where you're at. And that's totally fair and valid. But I feel like you do still have hope that there is somebody out there for you. So we have expecting, faith, and manifesting. So I feel like, you know, even though maybe at the moment you're kind of at your wit's end when it comes to relationships and love, you still, again, have hope that maybe someday, somehow, somewhere, there's somebody out there still for you. We have depth here. So I feel like, you know, in your relationships, you are hoping to find somebody that in a relationship that has depth, that has warmth, that has value. Like you want to be of value to someone else and you want someone to care about, which is only natural and human, of course. So it's like you're still hoping to find this connection somewhere out there. You're kind of over it otherwise, so maybe you're taking a break from dating, but you still have hope that the one is out there for you somewhere, but maybe you're just focusing on other things. Like your own glow up, I want to say. So I feel like, a lot of this year you'll be focusing on your own transformation with this butterfly here. And, you know, investing in yourself. Maybe like making sure you're getting enough sleep, or having a consistent skincare routine, or learning new makeup tricks if you're into makeup and that sort of thing. But in any case, no matter how you like to invest in your looks, I feel like, you will be going through this transformation, this glow up this year. And a lot of it's going to have to do with purging, and leaving this old kind of era behind where we hang on to these resentments, and we start leaning into hoping things can be better and deepening the relationships we already have. Because when we can heal, the more we heal, the more beautiful and magnetic and, transformative we become, not only for ourselves, but to the people around us too. And then we have obscurity here. So we have secrets, mysteries, and concealing. So maybe you are dealing with a love connection this year that you feel like somebody's keeping things from you. And maybe that's why you're also at your kind of wit's end here. Maybe you do feel like a certain type of depth with this person, like this is a connection that matters to you. But there's a lot of stuff that you're not seeing in this connection. Secrets, mysteries, concealing, again. So this could be somebody you feel like is a little shady, or maybe makes you feel like an option in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like your intuition is very strong about this situation with this moon here the way it is. So yeah, I feel like maybe you're also hoping for a change in this connection because you do feel like it matters. Maybe you're very attracted to this person with beauty here too. So there could just be like an intense attraction between you and this person if you're dealing with somebody. Otherwise, if you don't resonate with dealing with a particular person, this could just be how you're feeling emotionally in general. Like things are not very clear, like your path forward is not very clear, and you're just kind of emotionally at a breaking point. Take it all how it resonates. But yeah, emotionally kind of an intense year for you. But ultimately, I see transformation and glow up energy. As long as you kind of focus on the hope, like focus on tomorrow. Don't get caught in toxic thought cycles and thought patterns. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of like the overview of what I have for you, pile 2. Again, a lot of family healing, inner child work I see, and just reconnecting with the people around you. And yeah, we talked about everything. I'm not going to repeat myself too much. But now we're going to move into tarot. So first I'm going to clarify. I'm just going to do like 3 card clarifications on the career stuff we pulled and all of this emotional stuff. I have a few questions that I wrote down that I feel like will be useful for you guys to have in mind for this upcoming year. And I'll pull some channeled messages for you guys at the end, and that will be that. So, first things first. After I knock you guys over real quick. So, you could feel like you're kind of losing your footing at the moment, symbolically. So, first things first, we're going to clarify that career stuff that we pulled, those blue cards. So thanks, Spirit. Can we get 3 cards for clarifying that career row that we're talking about earlier? Please and thank you. Clarifying this career row. Woo. We have the 4 of Pentacles that came out just there. The 9 of Cups. Ooh, and that ran from me, but ooh, Death. Okay. So, when it comes to your career, it looks like, you know, there may be some anxiety, some thoughts keeping you up at night. With the 9 of Swords here, this is, yeah, just kind of general feelings of anxiety, just being kind of like in a dark place. So maybe you are just kind of feeling stuck in your career this year. With the 4 of Pentacles crossing, it's like you are really focused on figuring out your financial security. The 4 of Pentacles, this guy, he's got money on his mind, in front of his heart, and, you know, on his foundation. And he's so focused on it that he's removed himself from the people around him, from the city. And yeah, so I feel like when cards, again, when they come out crossing, this is energy that I feel like you will be consciously grappling with. So it's like you are very focused on finding material security for yourself in your career this year. Also very focused. I'm seeing a lot of independent energy, so maybe you are kind of isolating yourself from the people around you, which is kind of like what you shouldn't be doing this year according to Spirit. But I feel like you're really focused on trying to find a career that fulfills you, something that you can be proud of. And yeah, the 9 of Cups is all about wish fulfillment and making it to a point in your career where you can start to kind of enjoy the fruits of your labors a little bit. And then the 3rd card here we have for you is Death. So this is a rebirth. This is letting old things fall away, old dynamics, old ways of thinking, things that are not serving you anymore in your career. This is the year that they are going to be falling away. And there's a new dawn in the background, a new day rising. So whatever falls away in your career this year is meant to fall away, and it's meant to kind of trigger this kind of renaissance and this rebirth in you that is going to lead to a brighter future and going to lead you to this wish fulfillment. But I feel like a lot of it also, because we saw stuff about your family and, you know, relationships that will be strained. So it's important to keep those in mind as well. You may feel like kind of isolating yourself, and just kind of staying in your own lane for yourself, for your career this year. But just, again, don't forget the people around you, because you kind of are, I feel like this is also kind of saying you're reaching the end of where you can be alone. It's like what we were saying before. It's like all the people around, all these people are, they've died pretty much. They're all facing death. And it's like all of these people are at different stages in their lives, and they have different reactions to the transformation that death brings. The kid is curious and, you know, not afraid. This woman is, you know, can't even look death in the face. And this holy person, this Pope, is, you know, sitting there with open arms, waiting to accept what death has to offer. So I feel like, you know, your perspective on these changes is going to be really important in how well you're able to integrate the changes that are going to be taking place. I feel like, you are going to kind of be in an independent mind and wanting to just kind of branch out on your own, find your own sense of peace and stability, find your own sense of fulfillment emotionally with the Nine of Cups here. But yeah, either way, big transformation taking place on the path to emotional fulfillment. And yeah, again, maybe focusing a little too much on the materialistic side of it. I think if you can focus on what brings you emotional fulfillment in your career, this is going to fall into place naturally. This is going to fall, like into the upright really naturally and easily. And, you'll be able to kind of move past these feelings of anxiety and feeling like you have to try really hard to stand your ground and fight off other people's opinions. Because you have the power to succeed. You have all the tools that you need with the Magician here to manifest the career and the life that you want for yourself. But with the Queen of Cups here, I mean, again, this could be a mother figure with the mother here, but like this is all about tending to your own inner emotional world and like tending to your cup. Self-healing, self-growth, childhood wounds. So maybe, if one of your mother wounds is, your mother was overly critical, so now you're overly critical of yourself. You're kind of standing in your own way a little bit when it comes to breaking these chains, more or less. And you feel like you always have to defend yourself. And so you're not able to really step into a position of power because you're always so worried about what other people are going to think, that you're not able to kind of stand here proudly and like without feeling like you'll be like people will be brushing up against you if you do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that seems to be what is coming towards you in your career. Gonna leave that there so we can keep going. Next, we're gonna clarify all of these emotional cards, the love oracles. So thanks, Spirit. Can we please clarify these love oracles for pile 2? 3 cards, please, for pile 2 for all these love cards. Thank you, Spirit. The Nine of Cups came out again, crossing. 3 of Wands. One more, please, Spirit. The Fool. Okay. So, on the bottom, I'm going to start with that card. We have the King of Pentacles. So when it comes to these love oracles, it feels like what's happening here for you is you learning to be secure in yourself. And I'm not even talking about like healing your family dynamics and your relationship wounds, because that is important. But it's like when it comes to this love situation, if you're dealing with somebody who's kind of been dragging you through the ringer, I feel like you're getting a chance to have a new beginning here, because you're figuring out for yourself. You're grappling with what fulfills you emotionally when it comes to relationships, and you're learning to be more secure in your boundaries and to what you are comfortable with when it comes to how you connect with others and how they connect with you. I feel like you are somebody who is very generous and kind and enjoys taking care of others. But sometimes people, if you don't have strong boundaries, people can take that energy for granted. Yeah, and I feel like you've kind of come a long way here with the Nine of Wands here too. It's like you and the Sun. It's like your journey to finding happiness in relationships has been really slow, and sometimes maybe it feels like it hasn't really progressed at all. Your love life, maybe you've never really had the chance to invest in a long-term relationship. But like, you are wounded and weary from the battle, so from the streets, if that resonates with you. And so a lot of what's going on in your relationships this year is you getting a grapple on, again, what fulfills you emotionally, what makes you feel appreciated and fulfilled, and like your cups are running over instead of, being poured out and drained. So yeah, so you'll be consciously grappling with this energy, what emotionally fulfills you. I feel like you'll be thinking about this a lot. But there's a lot of forward expansion and progress and growth to be had for you this year when it comes to relationships. I feel like you have learned a lot from this love situation, or, these emotional situations, if all of this is like relating to your family dynamics. But it's like, this guy, his cloak is all tattered. It's made up of different materials. And this is talking about how his different experiences have fueled his journey, has made him the person that he is today, and who is able to kind of move forward past their comfort zone, taking everything that they've learned with them into these kind of new horizons. So I feel like you are kind of feeling a little battered and bruised when it comes to your relationships this year. But you are making forward progress and expanding past the limitations of this dynamic, of these dynamics. And you're getting a chance to have a new beginning here with the Fool, and take a leap of faith and trust that everything that you've been through up to this point is leading you to who you're supposed to be, aligning you with the people you're supposed to be meeting. And, the universe has your back when it comes to relationships. It's like, so you may be feeling like you're getting a fresh start in some way, shape, or form as well. But yeah, learning to be more secure in yourself, forward movement, progress. Sorry, I'm just trying to like make sure I hit everything I was trying to hit with these cards. I think so. But yeah, this is the second time the Nine of Cups has come out for you so far in this reading. So like, your emotional fulfillment, standing on your own, being proud of your accomplishments, like this is a big theme for you this year. I feel like this is something you are seriously pursuing in your love life and in your career. I think you're tired of the bullshit, for lack of better terms. Okay. So now that we've clarified all of those, we're going to go through a few questions with tarot. So the first question I'm going to ask is just your energy for 2026, like your core energy. What is around you? What are you going to be dealing with? Yes. So we're going to get 3 cards for that. What is your core energy for 2026 for pile 2? Core energy for 2026. 2 of Wands. That's funny. Pile 1 got that too. Your energy for 2026, pile 2. Woo! That's the Queen of Wands. And the 3 of Cups. Okay. So your core energy for 2026. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles. So this is, you could be kind of dealing with feeling stuck in your career. We talked about that. This is also feelings of abandonment, feeling left out in the cold in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like you're taking decisive action with the Knight of Swords here on addressing the sadness, yeah, and trying to overcome it. Fives are all about challenges and changes. So it's like you are trying to move forward and like overcome, yeah, all of the wounding and pain that you've been through in the past, and finding, I think in some ways, like again, healing your inner child with this baby here, but also just like feeling happy again. Because I feel like you probably are dealing with some abandonment wounds that maybe you haven't addressed yet. With your overall vibes, you have the Two of Wands here. So this is all about planning how to leave your comfort zone and step out of this fortress that, you know, you've built for yourself, and maybe it feels comfortable, but it's stagnating your growth. It's not allowing you to branch past the walls. So I feel like your core energy for 2026 is you trying to figure out how to expand past these walls. With the Queen of Wands here in reverse, this is once again kind of making me think of this mother energy. This is a feminine energy that maybe is kind of egotistical, manipulative in some way, quick to anger, I want to say. Somebody who is like the Queen of Wands upright is somebody who is warm, somebody who's magnanimous, somebody who is secure in herself and is like just magnetic, the center of attention. Your mother or mother figure could be a fire sign, or whatever feminine energy you're dealing with in your life. If this is related to your mother, she could be a fire sign as well, or you could be. That's neither here nor there, but this energy is definitely at play. I feel like if this is your energy, this is talking about your sense of feeling secure in yourself. Because the Queen of Wands, not in her full power, is again full of ego, again manipulative, controlling, quick to anger, that sort of thing. Again, with it coming out crossing like this, I feel like this is energy you will be consciously grappling with. So could be your mom, or a mother figure, healing childhood wounds, figuring out how to move past all of these crazy emotions. That's 2026. And then with the Three of Cups here, this is again connecting with family or friends, with people who uplift you and celebrate you and help you feel abundant and full of excitement. So yeah, with the Three of Cups here, I get the sense that there is, again, a sense of healing, a sense of coming together, a sense of trying to heal your relationship dynamics. Yeah, maybe especially again with your mother figure. Okay, so that's your core energy. Let's see what is coming towards you in 2026. Sorry, this is all over the place. Okay, what is coming towards you in 2026, my friends? What is coming towards pile 2 in 2026? Eight of Pentacles, self-improvement, working on a business idea, working on building yourself up is what is coming towards you. We have the Seven of Cups and the Six of Wands coming out together. So I feel like, you know, there is a sense of emotional overwhelm, of feeling like, you know, not knowing what path to take almost. But I feel like at the same time, these two cards came out together. So it's like you are kind of succeeding and walking away from maybe relationships dynamics where you felt like an option, or where you weren't being valued for your contributions. So I'm saying you're walking away because this person is facing away from this emotional overwhelm of the Seven of Cups. So what's coming towards you? Walking away from relationships that overwhelm you emotionally, that aren't serving you. Maybe it's like wolves in sheep's clothing I'm getting from this vibe as well. But yeah, moving forward from people who in relationships that drain your energy and don't make you feel seen and validated. And then let's get one more card for what is coming towards you. One more card, please, Spirit. Ooh, I got two. So we have the Ten of Wands, something that's coming towards you. Feeling overburdened, and we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this definitely makes me think of a mother figure. The Queen of Pentacles is representative of the mother archetype in the tarot. So I feel like something that's coming towards you, feeling overburdened by a relationship with this mother figure. Maybe that Queen of Wands was your energy. You're feeling insecure. You're feeling like you're not shining the way you should because of the people around you. I feel like you're about ready to drop the emotional burden of dealing with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And yeah, working on improving yourself, even if that means you have to remove yourself from certain situations for a while. And yeah, walking away again from relationships that aren't making you feel seen and validated. Then we have Death again on the bottom. So like this is something that is changing, and like a big change is taking place this year. Oh, and there you are again, the Queen of Wands. Wow. So yeah, that Queen of Wands I think was probably your energy. So that's you feeling insecure. That's you feeling like, we talked about it. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. But okay, so that is what is coming towards you. Sorry, friends. It is New Year's. It's a little past midnight. I did imbibe a little bit, so please forgive me. But we all have fun. Okay, so third question for us is, what should you focus on for the year ahead? What should our viewer for pile 2, what should they focus on for the year ahead? What should they focus on for the year ahead? What should pile 2 focus on for the year ahead? Finding stability. Following your passions. Ooh. We have emotional pain. So I think what you should focus on is not running away from your pain, is what I want to say. I feel like the Knight of Wands is somebody who is passionate, excited, but maybe a little impulsive, maybe somebody who's a little non-committal. And it seems like this person is trying to run away from their heartache, their problems, their emotional problems, in order to kind of like chase this idea of what stability looks like. I feel like what you should focus on is kind of like addressing this situation head on, because this is a card of family as well. It's like celebrations, it's milestones. It's like a card of marriage, but fours in tarot are all about stability and foundations. So I feel like, Spirit is saying this year you need to focus on committing to healing your foundations. I'm not sure if I can make it any clearer than that. It's like, yeah, this knight wants to charge forward and take action. And it's like, almost like, they want to steamroll through their problems and kind of like barrel through these poles that are sitting here. But it's like, if you just kind of hold on to your anger or your passions, whatever, the things that are firing you up with the wands here, and if you just kind of run through and wreck all these poles, then like any kind of growth and abundance you may have experienced through allowing these foundations to support you, you're going to just run through them and kind of ruin them. And again, I'm not saying to entertain toxic dynamics or entertain toxic relationships. If people are draining you, then it's important that you take your space from them. But healing the wounds is not the same thing as entertaining the relationship. You know what I'm saying? There are wounds here that need to be healed. And there is benefit to you in healing these wounds and in connecting with the people around you and not isolating yourself so much anymore. But I feel like, yeah, this is what you need to focus on. Taking action on examining these things and examining this emotional pain and rebuilding your foundations within yourself more than anything else, again. Okay. So that's what Spirit is saying you should focus on. I think there's a new opportunity that could present itself. But it might come through conflict and having to surrender a little bit to get a new perspective on things. So that's what I'll say for that. So that's what you should focus on. Something you don't see coming. We're almost done, friends, I promise. Something you don't see coming this upcoming year. Something you don't see coming. For pile 2. Something pile 2 doesn't see coming. Something pile 2 doesn't see coming. Please, Spirit. Ooh. Oh my goodness. We got Death again. We got the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands crossing again. And then we have the World. So something you don't see coming is the end of a cycle here. Something that's going to lead you to this stability again that we talked about before with the King of Pentacles. Being stable in yourself. So something you don't see coming. I think the end of some sort of relationship here. Some sort of dynamic. The end of entertaining situations that drain you. I feel like you have some sort of intuitive knowing about something or someone. With the High Priestess here, you have a very strong intuition. And what you don't see coming is the end of this energy. Whether this is representative of your mother figure, or this is representative of you feeling insecure in yourself because of your own mother wounds. I feel like this is a year of you taking the time to really connect with and examine these things within yourself and let the old version of this dynamic fall away. Let whatever's not serving you anymore in this dynamic fall away. And again, just making room for something new to emerge. Like Spirit's really hitting us over the head with these cards. So if this is your pile, if you've made it all the way through this, then like, you know, this message is for you. Absolutely. Yeah, but it's ending, whatever this is. And that's something you don't necessarily see coming. So, what is your advice now for this upcoming year? What is your advice, please, Spirit, for pile 2 for this upcoming year? Advice for pile 2 for this upcoming year. Woo! You have Justice in the Tower. Advice for pile 2. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so again, advice for you, we have the World here. So like, again, the end of a cycle here. I think first things first, we have the Tower and Justice. So your advice is whatever needs to fall away this year, let it go. Because letting it go is what's going to help bring yourself balance, or bring balance to yourself. I think you might have to be your own kind of judge and jury and kind of executioner this year, and know that you are responsible for upholding your own boundaries. But also, you know, it's all about give and take for your advice, because we have the 6 of Pentacles here too, and we have 2 scales here. So there is a sense of balancing or rebalancing taking place. So I feel like, again, if things are falling away, which they will be with death, like let them fall away, because this is kind of like karmic justice in a lot of ways too, for whatever this dynamic is. If it's a relationship, like a romantic one, if it's a familial one, whatever needs to fall away, it's karmic retribution, it's balancing the scales, and, you know, you reap what you sow kind of vibes with these 2 together. With the 6 of Pentacles, for your advice, I'm getting that, you know, this is a card about equal give and take. This is about balance, and this is like, you give to relationships that feed you as well, because you could end up in either one of these scenarios. You could be the giver or the beggar. So I think your advice for this year is to make sure that you're giving to relationships that give to you. I think this is also saying, like, this is a year for you to really follow your passions and like get excited about what makes you excited, because this is a big turning point year for you. Like, there are big changes afoot, whether that's ending relationships or developing new ones, healing, you know, childhood wounds, all of this stuff that we've been talking about. Like, all of this is fated because the wheel is turning for you. And in order for you to kind of, again, break out, you know, that 2 of Wands energy, in order for you to break past that comfort zone, all of this needs to happen so you can let things that aren't serving you fall away, so you can, you know, free up the energetic space to be inspired again. Because relationships can drain you easily if they're taking more than they are giving back to you. So yeah, that's what I have for you, my friends. We're going to end the reading here, since this is already over an hour, with some channeled messages from Spirit for you for the year ahead. I'm just going to go through the deck once and we'll talk real quick. We'll just read them. Anyway, thanks, friends, for being here. If this reading resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing. I hope you have a happy new year and all the good things happen for you. But thanks, Spirit. Okay, can we end this pile 2 reading with some channel messages. Thank you for our viewer. Find your sacred flow. Accept and receive. Oh goodness, okay. Okay, you got a lot of messages, friends. So the first one, find your sacred flow. Don't force things to happen. Get in a zone, follow what inspires you, and let that kind of lead your journey forward. Lead your metamorphosis, take charge of your transformation. It's not something that's just going to happen to you. It's going to be something that happens with consistent effort. Welcome the divine masculine. This is about standing in your masculine power, which is, again, not gender specific. This is about energy polarities, but this is all about standing firm in your boundaries for yourself, knowing what you will and you won't accept, taking action on the things that you can control, and learning to release the things that you can't control. So, welcome the divine masculine in your life this year. We have fall in love with your own story. So, find the beauty in your journey. It doesn't look like anyone else's, and it's not going to look like anyone else's, but your journey is yours and it makes you who you are. So don't fall into a victim mindset. Don't be like, oh, this happened to me and my family sucks and they dragged me down and all blah 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 blah. But there's beauty in this story too, and you need to take the time to fall in love with your story, because it made you and it makes you who you are. We have light in the unexpected. This is tower energy too, again. So there's, in the darkness, there is light. Let these things fall away, and something brighter is going to emerge from it. Remember all that death energy that we were getting. You are living poetry. Yes, absolutely. You're a work of art. So fall in love with your story. Don't let, mother wounds, critical overthinking, a harsh, inner critic, any of that. Don't let that dull your light. You are a work of art. You are beautiful. You deserve to enjoy the fruits of life and have relationships that fulfill you. We have stop, drop, and ground. So if you feel overwhelmed at any point this year, connect to your roots, connect to your inner sense of security and stability with that King of Pentacles. Take a minute, take a deep breath, stop and ground yourself. Accept and receive. This is very much, again, go with the flow energy. Some things you cannot control. Let things fall away that need to fall away. And trust that something better is going to take its place. We have creator alchemy. This gives me magician vibes. You have the power to create your life any way that you see fit. All it takes is showing up for yourself and, doing the work that will align you with your higher self. You're a powerful creator. And then we have the distraction of shiny things. So this is about things that look pretty on the surface that are just pulling you away from your mission or what you should be focusing on. So don't let the distraction of shiny things pull you off your path. All right, friends. That's what we have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much if you watch all of this. Happy New Year again, and we will see you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your pick a card reading for 2026. You guys chose the Spacious Tarot, and this is like a little travel size version. It's super cute. The art in this is very like nature based and very kind of atmospheric. So that's fun. I enjoy this deck a lot. And with it, we have this little piece of what I believe to be sodalite, but do not quote me on that. But it's in the shape of a heart. And like I just said in the intro, we love that. So yeah. So welcome to your pick a card reading for 2026 pile 3. I have pulled some oracle cards from a few different decks, just kind of addressing different energy for you guys for 2026. So we're just going to go through these, and yeah, things will become clearer as the reading progresses. But we're going to start with these oracle cards, get into tarot, clarify some things, ask some things about what's coming towards you for the year ahead, and end off with some channeled messages for you. So it'll be a nice, thorough, in-depth reading. So without further ado, let's get started with our first oracle card, which was your theme for the past year, for 2025. So the theme for you for 2025 was Unfinished Symphony. So to me, this feels like there's some sort of connection in your life that is left, hasn't been finished yet. Like you can tell just going into this upcoming year that this person is going to be back. That there's still lessons you need to finish learning through each other, with each other. But it's like there's just been kind of like a never-ending cycle with this person. 10 as well, this is Wheel of Fortune energy, so you could feel like this was kind of like a fated connection, something that's come into your life to help teach you a lesson, but as of 2025, as of this past year, you know, there's still lessons left to be learned with this person, or with a project, or with a relationship. You know, take it how it resonates. But there's something in 2025 that is not finished yet. Your lesson for 2026 is the second card I pulled, and you actually got soulmates, and it came out crossing. Now, soulmates cards, or this soulmates card, it can be about a romantic connection, so that's kind of confirming what my intuition was telling me with this, is that this is about a love connection. But this card came out crossing. And this card talks not so much about romantic soulmates in particular, more so than it talks about people who come into your life to teach you a lesson, or so you can teach each other lessons, so you can grow and become a stronger version of yourself through the mirror that this person or these people, you know, these soulmates who come into our lives, are meant to kind of reflect back to us, like our light and our shadows. So I feel like your lesson for 2026 is learning to appreciate the lessons that you learn from the relationships you forge with people, even if the people aren't meant to be staying in your life for a long period of time. So that's your lesson for 2026. I actually was feeling called to read from the book for these ones for you guys. So the Oracle's message for Unfinished Symphony, which again is your 2025 lesson, is this is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Practice radical acceptance, take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what is past so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. And the protection message here is when unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it is a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It is not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. And then 41, which again is your lesson for this upcoming year, is a lot of what I said already. The Oracle's message, it says you are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short time, but no matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. And then the protection message here is basically kind of saying that an important relationship brings you to your knees. So this is something that might be coming up for you this upcoming year, a relationship that you've probably been dealing with for at least this past year. It's probably kind of sent you through a dark night of the soul a little bit, kind of force you to awaken and mature spiritually. So this person here who's brought you to your knees or is going to bring you to your knees, or who you've had this back and forth with, is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. The question is not, why did he or she or they do this to me, but rather, what is the gift in this? So look into this mirror. You will only be changed for the better. So yeah, a lot of what I was basically saying. So yeah, your theme for this past year and this upcoming year, a lot to do with relationships, a lot to do with maybe a particular connection that you haven't finished learning from. But moving into your archetype, so this is just kind of like your overall vibes for 2026. And the first card that came out for you was the crone. So this is like, you know, the mother, the maiden, and the crone. This is kind of like the last stage of the evolution of the divine feminine archetype in a way. So I feel like whatever the situation that you've been going through, perhaps you resonate with being like a twin flame or a counterpart, soul tie, soul contract, that kind of vibe. I feel like this has kind of really forced your spiritual maturation. Like, it's forced you to mature spiritually. And now you could also resonate with feeling or being like psychic, or being just really intuitive and in touch with, you know, the other side. But crone energy is somebody who's kind of like seen it all, been through it all. In the book, it talks about the crone being able to devour beauty and pain with the same mouth, and like kind of appreciate the beauty in destruction. So the crone is somebody who's been through a lot. I mean, you could resonate with being a feminine, not gender specific, but energy specific. But whatever this relationship is, it's forced you to kind of grow up spiritually. And maybe it started to help you tap into latent psychic abilities, opening your third eye, communicating with spirit, noticing synchronicities and things of that nature. It's an awakening. It's an ascension process. I feel like, you know, pile 1 also had a strong twin flame vibe. So if this energy is resonating with you, or if you were kind of torn between 1 and 3, maybe consider watching the first reading too. But yeah, spiritual maturity, stepping into your psychic powers, your psychic abilities. And then we have the riddle here, which was the second archetype that came out for you. And it's interesting because both of these cards have hands on them. So I feel like, you know, you're trying to, you know, get a grip, on your psychic abilities maybe, or just like keep a handle on this awakening, on yourself through this awakening process. But I feel like this year is going to be a lot about you asking questions and trying to find like the deeper truth and the deeper meaning of it all. In the guidebook, the riddle talks about a puzzle that can't really be solved no matter how hard you try to like break these loops, this rope. It's like some things are not really meant to be known so much as experienced and kind of felt through, is what the riddle talks about. So I feel like, you know, this ascension process, this relationship, you know, is all part of some sort of divine plan for you that you're not really meant to kind of unravel and, you know, dissect with your mind so much as you are kind of meant to experience the growth and the ascension that takes place through the reflection that this relationship is shining back on you. I do want to look in the book for the riddle real quick, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. It's like 53. Yeah, this talks about having to stop looking for the right answer because it can't be found and it's ultimately not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic, which I feel like is kind of like the journey you are going on this year, like embracing this crone energy. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in a Zen koan, which, you know, again, is something that this crone energy represents. Focusing harder won't do it, and neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. So yeah, I get the sense that you're very interested in unraveling the secrets of everything. But, you know, again, some secrets aren't meant for you to really know. But yeah, a lot of spiritual, again, maturing is taking place for you this year. A lot of stepping into your mystical power and, you know, kind of maybe delving into the secrets of the universe. Maybe, you know, you're somebody who is interested in like spellcraft or crystals, or maybe you're interested in learning tarot or other sort of spiritual callings, you know, not just tarot, but like Reiki and past life regressions. You know, there's all sorts of pathways you can take as a light worker, as a healer. But yeah, so I feel like you're very much interested in unraveling the secrets of the universe this year. And maybe that's as a direct result of this connection that you are involved in this year, that it's not finished yet. Okay, so moving on to our next set of oracle cards. I wanted to ask, this is the Harmony Heart Oracle. This has love and career situations. My intention with using these for all these piles was for career stuff. But, you know, when I'm doing readings, I trust that whatever cards need to come out are going to come out. But, so let's take a look. So for this upcoming year, we have growth for you. So you are in a phase of personal growth. Challenges and hardships are helping you become stronger and wiser. The crone. Our next card is success, but it came out in reverse. So it says obstacles may be delaying your success, or you may be feeling burned out by the pursuit of achievement, neglecting other important areas of life. So you could just be feeling burned out in general this upcoming year, you know, feeling like you're facing a lot of obstacles. But these obstacles are meant to help you grow with this growth card here. Like any obstacles that are in your way are actually for your highest good, be they work related, career related, or relationship related. Obstacles are meant to help you grow. We have health here. So in this upcoming year, your physical and emotional health are in good condition. This card reminds you to maintain healthy habits and self-care. So it seems like you're very much focused on taking care of yourself this year. This is great. Make sure you, just keep up on habits that help you stay healthy, whether that be, yoga, meditation, journaling practice, going to the gym, anything like that. Just, keep focusing on your health. Don't let anything else kind of drag you down. Focus on your self-care, I want to say. We have trust, but also in the reverse. So it says doubts about trust are surfacing, perhaps due to past betrayals or hidden emotions. So I feel like this could be related to this unfinished symphony, whoever is showing up in this energy, but I feel like you are having doubts about this person, or stuff that's kind of been bubbling underneath the surface is starting to kind of reveal itself to you. Maybe intuitively you're just kind of being drawn to the truth, or the truth is revealing itself to you without you even really needing to go searching for it with the crone. The crone just knows. It's very high priestess energy for me. Next we have conflict. So we have conflict is inevitable, but through honest communication, you can find a way to resolve issues and strengthen your relationships. So I feel like, again, conflict in relationships is going to be a theme for you this year, but all of it is meant to help you grow and push past the boundaries of who you think you are, who you think you have to be. But yeah, a lot of spiritual growth through conflict, through contrast, I want to say as well. And then the last card we have here is goals. You have a clear vision for your goals and are steadily moving forward with motivation and confidence. So it seems like, you have a very clear vision of what you want to achieve for yourself this upcoming year. I feel like, there will be obstacles that you'll have to overcome and face, whether that, career, relationship, spiritual awakening, whatever. But every little bump in the road is meant to help you grow. And you're focused on your goals. Maybe some lingering trust issues are kind of resurfacing, causing conflict in a situation, in a relationship. But overall, you're feeling good, you're taking care of yourself, and dealing with things as they come along. So beautiful. The last set of oracle cards I pulled for us, or for you guys, is from a love oracle. So we'll go through this. When I was shuffling these cards, this is just like what you're expecting in love, or what's coming towards you in love in 2026. So this could also just be like how you're feeling about relationships in general. If you're not really interested in looking for love or not worried about it, I mean, if you guys pick this reading, I feel like you are. But this could just be family dynamics. This could be friendships. It could be, sorry friends. Take it how it resonates. That's what I'll say. But anyway, the first card here is distracted. So I feel like it says sidetrack, change, and delays. So there could be a delay in this relationship here if things have gotten sidetracked, and pulled you guys off course from focusing on one another. This could be a third party situation with the trust issues here. But yeah, we have distracted. So that's the first card here. The second card we have is chemistry. So I feel like whoever this person is, there is a strong spark between you. And there's like a magnetic draw. You two feel for each other. And maybe that is kind of what's distracting you. Like the chemistry is so intense that you're not really able to focus on the path ahead of you because you're so kind of caught up in this unfinished business. Again, it seems like this relationship is very central to your growth this year. The next card we have is Pride. So I know this is not a lion, but it does make me think of Leo and the Strength card. So somebody's ego could have gotten in the way of this connection. Somebody's pride, somebody who was arrogant and maybe stubborn, didn't want to meet halfway. I'm thinking, it's giving black and white thinking as well. Somebody who was like my way or the highway, or things have to be a certain way for this person. Yeah. Next card we have here is Spying, and it came out in reverse. So if you guys have been going through a separation with somebody, I feel like they are going to be keeping tabs on you. But with this Spying card in reverse, this makes me think of the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords in reverse is somebody who's kind of overanalyzing things, somebody who's caught up in their head about a situation or about a person. So I feel like you have, if you have been, spying on this person on social media, I feel like this is just, it's fueled your overthinking. I'm going to suggest and recommend that you don't check up on somebody's social media, especially if you guys are in separation, because you're very likely to see things that you will probably wish you didn't. So yeah, I feel like you're very much caught up in your head about this situation. Maybe feeling anxious as well. And just, generally overthinking and overanalyzing things. We have Nourish here, and it also came out in reverse. And none of my cards are really set up to come out in reverse in any of my decks, so when they do, I feel like that is poignant. And that's the same for when they come out sideways or crossing. But for this energy, it's like this relationship has been kind of draining you. It's like you've been investing, I want to say, so much in other people, or in this overgiving yourself to this situation, that you haven't been able to really give to yourself and focus on your own growth, because you've been so invested in trying to make this situation work. But yeah, so don't let the situation keep you stuck in your head, and don't let it drain you of your own life force. It's important that you take the time and energy to care for yourself. I just want to say all that. And then the last card we have here is Confessions, Unveiling, Coming Clean, and Messages. So all that trust stuff that we were seeing before, I feel like if there is something that's been lurking underneath the surface, it's going to come to light this year. For some reason, I'm thinking that maybe that is the riddle that has been kind of keeping you tied up. Whatever this truth that needs, or the trust, whatever truth needs to come out, maybe that's what you've been kind of wrestling with. But again, it's not meant for you to figure out. I feel like it's meant to come to light in its own time. But yeah, somebody's coming clean about something here in the upcoming year. So yeah, that's what we have for your love vibes. Now we're going to finally get into using the tarot. So first things first, we're going to just do like a nice little 3-card pull on the oracles we just pulled for your career and then this love energy. Just clarifying it, just to get a bit more of a clearer understanding of what the cards are trying to say. So thank you, Spirit. Can we please clarify the first row of oracles we did, the Harmony Heart oracles, for our pile 3 viewers? Clarify those cards, please. Give us some more insight into what our viewer needs to know about these things. Thank you, Spirit. Please clarify the first set of oracles. Ten of Swords, Two of Cups. Okay, so this is absolutely... You see how that ended up crossing? Okay, so clarifying that first row of oracles we did, we have the Ten of Swords, we have the Two of Cups, and then we have the Five of Wands crossing. So, okay. I'm just gonna look back here. Okay, so yeah, I feel like what a lot of those cards we're talking about, like a lot of what this reading is just about in general, is a love connection. Something has hit rock bottom, somebody feels betrayed, somebody feels like they've been stabbed in the back, and this is like a very strong relationship or a very strong connection for you, but there's been active conflict between you guys. With this is the Queen of Wands underneath, so again, this could be a third party situation. There could be somebody else that was involved in this situation. There could have been arguments and fighting, dishonesty, fighting to win kind of vibes. Oh yeah, and then we have feelings of abandonment, feeling left out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So like there's still like an active interest, I feel like, from this other person. They could be younger than you. This could be your energy, somebody who is comfortable in their skin, somebody who is, you could be a fire sign maybe. But it's like, if this is not you, then I feel like this could be, again, a third party situation. This could be another feminine. I feel like Kings and Queens and Knights of Wands kind of show up when there's third party energy, when there's kind of like player energy involved in a situation. But in any case, whether there's a third party involved or not, or this is you, like there is a sense of betrayal, and there's a sense of like maybe differing opinions with the Five of Wands. I see black and white here, which gives me yin and yang, which gives me masculine and feminine. It's like the masculine and the feminine are butting heads, or like coming to blows almost because of differences in perspective. Maybe you guys had different, ideas of what you wanted from this relationship, but there was a strong emotional connection here between you two. So, and then we have the King of Wands here too. Excuse me, that just kind of fell off the top of the deck. So, sorry, blocked throat chakra. I'm so sorry. So there could be blocked communication between you two, a separation. But with the King and the Queen of Wands here, this makes me think of divine counterparts. So you could feel like this person is your spiritual match. But yeah, a lot of betrayal here, or feelings of betrayal and feelings of conflict. So that's what we were trying to clarify that first row with. Clearly this reading is about your relationship, but whoever this person is. But now we're going to look at these emotions that we pulled. Oops. Thank you, Spirit. Can we clarify the pink oracles that we drew for our person? Sorry, they're a little messed up. I put them back in wrong, I suppose. Hold on. I'm bored. Okay. I'm sorry, friends. Okay. Please let's clarify these pink oracles that we drew for our viewer. Please clarify the pink oracles that we drew, these feelings. about their relationship. Whatever needs to come out, please, Spirit. Thank you. Three of Swords. Yeah. Heartbreak, emotional pain. For these pink oracles, please, Spirit, clarify them for our viewer. Oops. Judgment, crossing. I'd like to get one more, please, Spirit. One more, please, for these pink oracles. Three of Wands. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune. So didn't I say the Wheel of Fortune with the 10 here? That's a fun little synchronicity. So yeah, whatever this connection was, it was fated. It was meant to trigger a turning point in your life. It was meant to bring you clarity and, you know, clarity about, let's see about what? About, I want to say with the Five of Cups, about what makes you sad in relationships or what drains you emotionally in relationships. And I want to say you're having clarity about, you know, what you will and you won't accept in relationships as a result of this. And look, the Page of Swords is here too. That spying energy. And the Ten of Swords again. So yeah, you could be dealing with somebody who is younger than you. But whatever this connection is, it was fated. Like, you guys were meant to meet. You guys were meant to teach each other stuff. Clarifying it, we have the Three of Swords, which we talked about. Emotional pain, heartbreak, feeling like, you know, just going through an emotional storm, more or less. We have Judgment crossing. So Judgment is all about answering to a higher calling. It's about letting the old version of a person or a situation kind of fall away and leaving what no longer serves you behind. So I feel like in a couple of ways, this is saying like this connection, the emotional pain, has triggered a spiritual awakening in you. And it is kind of guiding you towards shedding the versions of you that aren't going to help you get to where you want and need to go in life. And with these kind of intense soul ties, these soul contracts, like, the focus should never be on the other person. It should always be on you and your growth. So I feel like that's what this is trying to say. Like, all of these emotions that you're going through, the pain and all of that, is meant to trigger an awakening, something that you actually have to grapple with consciously, with it coming out crossing here. And that's going to help you kind of grow and expand and move forward with the Three of Wands here. And you got two threes. So threes are all about expansion. This is Empress energy, divine feminine energy. So when it comes to the emotional stuff, when it comes to clarifying these pink oracles, the emotional pain was meant to trigger a spiritual awakening in you, to help you shed old versions of yourself, to help you move forward and kind of help you light your way forward, if that makes sense. Like, as a guiding light for you, I want to say, with the imagery in these cards. Excuse me. Okay, so now we're going to move on to, sorry if you could hear my burps, it's spirit stuff. I'm going to go with confirmation burps, but anyway. We're going to get into tarot now and just ask a few questions about, you know, what you can expect for the year ahead. And so first things first, we're just going to ask about your core energy for 2026? You know, what are you going to be embodying for this upcoming year? Whatever needs to come out, please, Spirit, for our pile 3 viewer. The Lovers. What did I tell you? So this is a love reading, if I've ever seen a love reading. This year, you know, whoever this is that you have unfinished business with, expect to continue having business with them. I'm just going to say. So the Lovers, this is a love connection that's not easy. It's also about having to make a choice. So you could be faced with having to make a choice this year about how much longer this person stays in your orbit. But yeah, intense love connection. Love that's not easy. What else do we have for our viewer, please? Spirit for 2026. Their energy for 2026. Ooh. I believe that was the 4 of Pentacles, but we'll look in a second. One more card, please, Spirit, for our viewer's energy. For 2026. Or the year ahead, depending on when you guys find this. Okay. So we have the Lovers, and then the next card is the 4 of Pentacles, and look at that. It came out, I guess, in reverse. And then, wow, the 3rd card was the 3 of Swords. Again, so yeah, emotional pain, I feel like, is going to be a big thing for you this year, but the power is in overcoming it. And the power is also in learning to, again, let go of things that aren't serving you. The 4 of Pentacles upright is about kind of clinging to, in the most like literal sense, it's like clinging to material security. So like financial stuff, money stuff. Somebody who thinks about and maybe like over worries about money. But Pentacles are more than just money in tarot. They're also about physical aspects of life. So physical relationships, or how you feel in yourself physically. With the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, it's kind of like learning how to let go a little bit. It's not clinging on to security, it's loosening your grip. So I feel like this is saying that this year, you will learn to kind of loosen your grip on this intense connection, for better or for worse, no matter how painful that might be for you. I feel like, yeah, that is going to be your main energy, like experiencing this intense connection, experiencing the pain of it, and then learning how to detach and let it go, even if the loss of it, or the perceived loss of it, is devastating for you. Because again, this connection is giving twin flame. I'm going to be honest. It's meant to trigger your own growth, your own ascension, your own spiritual maturity. It's meant to help you tap into your own spiritual gifts. And if there's a sense of betrayal here with the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, if somebody's done you dirty, even if you experience an intense love connection, you can love somebody to death, but it's not going to make them do the work to change unless they want to do the work to change. And it's important that you don't overstay your welcome somewhere, you don't overextend yourself, you don't cling to a situation, a person, a relationship that is not adding to your growth, that is only causing you pain. So I want you to keep that in mind as well. The situation is meant to teach you something. It's not here to just hurt you for no reason, or to punish you. So the second question is, what is coming towards you for 2026? So what is coming towards you, although I feel like we already have gotten some insight into that, but we'll see what Spirit has to say. What is coming towards our pile 3 viewer in 2026? What is coming towards our viewer for 2026? For the year ahead. The King of Pentacles in reverse. What is coming towards our pile 3 viewer? The Page of Pentacles. One more card, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so what is coming towards you? On the bottom of the deck here, we have the Tower. So some sort of big shakeup, some sort of maybe catastrophic moment or something that feels catastrophic, something that kind of shakes your foundation is coming towards you. There is a sense of like something or somebody who was your wish fulfillment that you wanted to have a new opportunity with or wanted to plant a seed. Somebody who maybe had a lot of ego with the Six of Wands here. It could also have been maybe a Leo with the Sun too. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of energy about moving forward from the situation and trying to do it, you know, with a quickness. But as far as the situation, what is coming towards you, I see we have the King of Pentacles in reverse here. So this is somebody, I feel like this is a masculine energy. I feel like this is this person that we've been discussing so far, but I feel like this person is going to come in, but is not, and is going to want to offer you something stable, or at least like a small offering of something stable, because this person is coming in not really in their kingly energy. They're kind of in the inversion of it. Somebody who likes to be in control, or somebody who uses resources as like a control tactic. But I feel like this person, whoever they are, they're going to come in. This is coming towards you. They're going to want to offer you, you know, a small offer of stability, because I feel like they do see you as kind of end game for them. They see you as somebody that maybe they would want to marry and settle down with. But, you know, with the energy they're coming in as, I would recommend, you know, not accepting this offer from them in this energy, because, I mean, as we have seen, you know, is only going to really lead to emotional pain for you and being triggered and being traumatized a little bit. Again, all for your ultimate growth, but growth isn't fun. It's painful. So yeah, I feel like this person is coming towards you. If you haven't talked to them, if you guys are in a no contact situation with this unfinished symphony, this person, I feel like at some point in 2026 is going to come back in and try and offer you something. And maybe, you know, wanting to build towards something stable, but again, they are not really in the energy to hold it correctly. They're not, if they come in upright, this would be beautiful. This would be a beautiful energy, but they're not. They're coming in reversed. So just be wary. Just be wary when they come back in. Be aware that they may not be coming in as their best self just yet. Okay, so that is what is coming towards you. So what should you focus on? So that's this next question. What should you focus on for this upcoming year? What should pile 3 focus on for this upcoming year, Spirit? What should pile 3 focus on? Ooh. I'll have to pick that card up. What should pile 3 focus on, Spirit? for the year ahead. One more, please, Spirit. What should pile 3 focus on for 2026? Okay, well, I'm at least going to get that card that came down here. Okay, first thing you should focus on is forward movement, forward progress. The 8 of Wands is all about forward, like fast momentum. It's like things working out in your favor with a quickness. So what should you work on? What should you focus on working on? Moving forward, progress, change. Yeah. This card, the 2 of Wands. So with this energy, the 2 of Wands is about planning. 2s are about choices, and the 2 of Wands is about learning how to leave your comfort zone and like follow your passions to help you expand past what you know and what you're comfortable in. So what you should focus on figuring out how to move forward in whatever way is going to make the most sense for you in this situation. We're gonna get another card. Yeah, let's get one more card, please, Spirit. But you should focus on, how to move forward. Like make plans for growth is what I want to say. Make plans for growth, which you're already doing with the growth card that came out like in that first set of oracles. But yeah, one more card, please, for what should they focus on? Should pile 3 focus on? One more card, please, Spirit. Ooh. 8 of Swords. Oh, goodness. Also kind of crossing, but like you have 2 8s here. 8s are about balance. The 8 in the tarot is... what is after the Chariot? I'm thinking. Strength is the 8, is number 8. So again, with that Leo energy, but you're feeling stuck in your head in a lot of ways when it comes to this relationship, what have you. Yes, it may be a strong connection with 8, with the vibe of strength here twice, but there's something here that is keeping you stuck mentally. And I think, it could be just like childhood wounding. It could be just kind of like negative thought cycles and habits and patterns that you have gotten yourself stuck in. But the 8 of Swords is all about having the freedom to free yourself from the mental shackles and prison that you find yourself in. So I feel like you will be consciously grappling with this energy too. It kind of came out crossing, and I do want to honor that. But yeah, what you should focus on is figuring out how to move forward, step out of your comfort zone, step out of this energy of feeling mentally stuck in place, and focus on how you can kind of break free from that and move forward in a powerful, strong way. So that's what you should focus on. And then our last question, or no, that's something, wait. Yes, we have 2 more questions. Oh, goodness. So what's something you don't see coming? That's what this next question is. Then we'll have our last little question, which is just advice for you. Sorry for the crooked cards. Like, they kind of end up all over the place. Okay, so what don't you see coming? What doesn't pile 3 see coming? Something pile 3 doesn't see coming. Something pile 3 doesn't see coming in the new year. Something pile 3 doesn't see coming in the new year. We have the 5 of Wands. It kind of came out crossing, kind of came out in reverse. So I want to say that something you don't see coming is your ability to overcome this conflict and to overcome the difficulties that come along with a soul tie in a relationship like this. So something you don't see coming, the overcoming of the conflict. What else do we have? Something that they don't see coming. Pile 3 doesn't see coming, please, Spirit. Woo! Page of Wands in reverse. One more card, please, Spirit. Something they don't see coming. Thank you. This one definitely came out crossing. 2 of Wands again. So this is huge for you. Figuring out how to leave your comfort zone, or how to leave something behind. How to leave conflict behind. With the Page of Wands here in reverse, this is like somebody who is a little bit immature. It could be this person that you're dealing with. Somebody who, here, you know what? I'm going to actually look at my tarot notes for the Page of Wands in reverse. Page of Wands in reverse, lack of direction, hesitation, missed opportunities, immaturity, like I said, impatience, overconfidence, doubt, fear of the unknown. So I feel like there's this person who, you know, that you're connected with, could be younger, somebody who has like a lack of direction, but somebody who I feel like is attracted to you, because wands are all about being attracted. It's all about desires and, you know, things that inspire us to take action on things. But when it comes to love and relationships, wands are representative of a very particular body part, if you know what I mean. So I feel like what you don't see coming is this person coming in maybe feeling like they're lacking, coming in at a time where they're feeling a little bit lost. And I feel like when this happens, this will give you guys a chance to figure out how to move forward in a healthy way, how to overcome this conflict. Because with the Page of Wands, it's like somebody who is interested in starting something new, but is trying to like collect information, because pages are like students and knights are more about action than pages are. So it's like this person is maybe admiring you from afar a little bit. They are attracted to you, but they're just not in a mature headspace, or they're not in a place where they feel comfortable taking inspired action. Again, I feel like since this is something you don't see coming, I feel like this person is going to come in this energy of feeling lost, feeling like they have no direction, but still being drawn to you. And maybe this will give you guys a chance to have an open and honest conversation and overcome this conflict and figure out how to move things forward instead of staying stuck in this whole dynamic. So that's something you don't see coming. The chance to overcome the conflict. I feel like this year is going to be a lot about the conflict for you, just based on everything that we've been seeing. But what you don't see coming is the chance to overcome it. So thanks, Spirit. Last thing for pile 3. Some cards of advice for them. with tarot, and then I'm going to get some channeled messages for you. Then we'll end it. Sorry, I know these readings are really in-depth, but I love using multiple decks. I love giving you guys as much help as I can give. So yeah, pieces of advice for pile 3. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh. 8 of Wands came out reversed for your advice, so I'm going to say don't get too caught up in staying in the same place is what I want to say. Advice for pile 3, please, Spirit. We have the 8 of Wands in reverse, the 3 of Wands in reverse. One more card, please, Spirit. One more card of advice, please, for our pile 3 viewers. There we go. So a lot of reversal cards for your advice. Underneath here, we have a new beginning with the Fool. We have the Knight of Cups, somebody who wants to come in and offer you a cup of love, wants to build a relationship. And look, the King of Pentacles is here as well. So I feel like, you know, your advice is to trust in your new beginning. You know, trust that the universe has your back at the end of the day. You know, trust in your own intuition, trust in your creativity, let it guide you. And that's going to lead you to a place where you're feeling secure and abundant in yourself, with the King of Pentacles up right there. With the 8 of Wands in reverse and the 3 of Wands in reverse, I feel like these are kind of echoing the same kind of message. The 8 of Wands upright is about forward progress. The 3 of Wands upright is about forward movement and expansion. In the reverse, this is saying don't get stuck in one place to me. It's saying, you know, don't be complacent, you know, be an active participant in your healing, be an active participant in your journey. And don't let indecision keep you tied down to one place. You know, trust your intuition. You know, the 2 of Swords is a lot about, you know, feeling like you need to make a choice to protect your heart. And a lot of it, in the traditional Rider-Waite, this person is wearing the person on the card is wearing a blindfold. So this is telling us as the reader, as you guys, as the querent, to go inside and trust our intuition to make this choice. So your advice is don't get stuck in indecision, and don't get bogged down by the negativity of all this. Learn to appreciate the lessons that you're learning and use that to, one, fuel your healing, fuel your spiritual growth, and then help you move forward in strong and powerful ways. So that is what I feel like this advice is telling you. And now we're going to close off your reading with some channeled messages from spirits, just whatever you need to hear for the year ahead. If you guys made it this far, this was a long reading, like I said, but if you like my style, if you felt like this resonated for you, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It really helps me, and I just want to connect with you guys more and more. So yeah, thank you guys. I hope you have a happy 2026, and let's go ahead and get you some channeled messages. So thank you, Spirit. Can we close off this reading for our pile 3 viewers with some channeled messages, whatever needs to come through for them for the year ahead? Thank you, Spirit. Channeled messages for pile 3. Manifesting and doing is the first message here. Channel messages for pile 3, please, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we got a couple. So the first card that came out was manifesting and doing. So I feel like this is, again, taking conscious action. That Eight of Wands, it's manifesting and doing, seeing in your mind's eye the future you want to create for yourself and acting on what is going to help you get into alignment with that future. So manifesting and doing. Rise. You know, the crone gave me Phoenix energy because it talks about sort of someone who's risen from the ashes in a way. So this makes me think of that. Like, use this energy, use the hardships and the struggles and the obstacles and the challenges to grow. Use them as an opportunity to rise above, to embrace that Two of Wands energy, to leave your comfort zone. Then we have overrate your intuition. Didn't I say something about trusting your intuition earlier? Especially with that crone energy here, like your third eye is open. Trust this intuition. This is number 2 in the tarot. This is the High Priestess. Yes, High Priestess energy, crone energy. Overrate your intuition. Learn to lean into it, learn to trust it, and it will never steer you wrong. We have, what do you really want? So I feel like this is a question you need to ask yourself this year, especially if this person, no matter how much you feel for them, if they're really draining you, it's important for you to ask what you really want and need from a partnership and a relationship. And it's more than just intense feelings. It's important that somebody shows up and is willing to meet you halfway. So yes, this idea of intense love, butterflies, if the feelings are wonderful, but what do you really want in a relationship? And I want to add to this, what do you really need? Not even what you want, but what do you need from somebody in a relationship? And is this person going to be able to give it to you? And then we have this last message. You are light. Self-explanatory, especially if you're a divine feminine, if you resonate with twin flames or soul contracts, all that stuff. You are light, and we are all light, but you have a particular mission, if you are a twin flame, to help usher in the light that the earth, that our planet is so sorely lacking in right now. So you are part of this light, and you are meant to be here, and you are meant to grow and evolve and metamorphosize into the highest form of this energy. You're meant to mature spiritually with that crone energy, and use your knowledge to help others. You are light. So don't forget that, friends. All right, my beautiful friends, I'm going to go ahead and leave this reading here. Wait, let me refocus it real quick. I, again, appreciate you all. Happy New Year. If you're seeing this at the beginning of the year, and if you're seeing this at any other point in the year, I hope the year has been treating you well. And yeah, thank you all so much, and we will see you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye.